you know, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and what are you doing here? You're a white guy. What are you doing here? It's suspicious. But I don't think, do you guys think Aunt Sarah was rude or was condescending, or
condescending, yeah. But again, you know, coping mechanism, condescending, but it was her way. He just didn't know how to react to her. He was like,
exactly.
You know,
he just fell into the situation.
Yeah. So, you know, that makes, of course, for a lot of the humor in the play too. When you know you're up against two very different cultures. He doesn't know. No, he
like
gradually learns. He gradually learns quite a bit.
You know?
Right, yeah.
You got no life yet, boy. You know, figure it out. Yeah, figure it out. That's what she keeps telling him. Figure it out. Figure it out. Don't you know what's happening?
So
figure it out. Figure it out.
The Reverend says it too.
Well, the Reverend Minor gets him good.
Yeah.
But what I see here also, like somebody educated, you think he knows it, but people who looks like another, but they have a simple, they have such a sound mind. They have a judges, so they say it's like this is a wisdom against the knowledge. So I see from Sarah, it's a
but he
wisdom.
Thinks
so she seeks like an
excellence through this.
Yeah, it's like
who has the intelligence? Is it him or Sarah? Sarah sees right through all the bullshit. You know, what are you doing here? What do you want? I know what you want. Blah, 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 blah. She sees right through all that stuff. You know, it's startling to me because I always thought she was stupid and uneducated, but she knows more about life.
Oh yeah,
than he's lived yet.
That's really obvious from the humor. I mean, you've got that there in your play. It comes through. I don't think anybody in here who's read it would say, you know, that Sarah's not intelligent.
Oh, very much so.
No, I don't think anyone. Yeah.
People haven't seen the play, do though. They say,
no, but it was good when she made this comparison to South
Africa.
Yeah, then it was like,
what the hell do you want here?
About your question whether you know she appears condescending, I mean it could appear as condescending in the structure of relations, social relations, where it's race and education that's valued, so automatically it's expected that a black woman who's never been to school doesn't know. So if she's forceful, like if for example the Prime Minister talked like this, it's expected. Like, well, it's not condescending. That's normal relations. You know?
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that for 1 minute.
It always comes off. No, but you know you see it like all over. You know. The way it's expressed in social relations anywhere, you know, in education, in the bank, you know, if you're a black woman who is on welfare and comes and says anything, exactly, if she starts talking back or expressing her opinion, well, come on, mama, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're condescending and you're being rude. And if you're a white man, even 18 years old, and you say something, it already has more value, and it's expected for you to be outspoken. It's praised.
Is the white man on welfare?
Even white man on welfare.
No, he's the social worker.
Even without education.
He is the welfare.
Yeah. So it's a very important, important question, like about the condescension, but what's attached to it is also your social expectations of power and legitimacy.
You're right, but in Aunt Sarah's milieu, she's being very condescending because he doesn't know where he's at. He has no idea the social values, the mores, or what are they thinking, and she's just putting it to him. You know, she's just telling him, this is where you're at, and don't come back, and we don't want to see you, and what are you doing here anyway? And she's telling him about their little society. That's exactly what she's doing. This is the way it works. No, don't come over here taking pictures. So what are you doing down here by the well? No one hangs down here by the well. What are you doing here down here by the well? So, you know what I mean, though? It's like she's telling him the social context of Africville. That's what she's doing. She's just telling him, this is the way it works. Don't do that, and don't come back. And don't speak British.
Well, let's go to Act 1, Scene 5, and then we're going to change gears a bit. And this time we're going to ask rock and roll.
Good, I don't have to read.
So, no, you're reading too.
Act 1, Scene 5.
Act 1, Scene 5, it's page...
I can't read, I don't have my glasses.
Oh, do you want...
You read.
No. Would you go ask?
Oh, yes.
No, don't do that. I don't want to read.
Don't change the
Clancy's not in this scene.
Clancy's not in this one.
So what's my role? In
Yeah,
the currently I will learn.
you're Willem. You're Willem. It's on page 36.
Okay.
And you'll be Clarice, if you would, Mr. Boyd.
She's actually in the washroom.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Can you read Clarice? Page 30. Do you have our copy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Page
Well, you know
36.
what? You know what? Then we're going to wait. We'll wait till she gets back, and we'll do, because we have a limited amount of time, let me shift gears then and invite you. Now, I'll invite you to sit back, Mr. Boyd. Keep in mind, in our dialogic sessions, anything goes, as Cole Porter said. People are uncensored, unedited, and unplugged. And so they write however they experience the reading in the moment.
Okay.
Well, now they're moving farther into the play, and at a certain point they're at home and they're reading through, and you see we've been going act, scene by scene by scene.
Yeah.
Then, after we've done a certain number of scenes, I asked them, now would you please read straight through Act 1, scene 1 to 5, or scene 1 to 7. Well, here's what happens with one of the Soyers, one of the members.
Oh,
Act 1, scene 4, rereading the scenes. I'm not sure how much I'm convinced by the text today. I've seen video and heard voices. How real is this dialogue? Act 1, scene 5. What is the craft behind writing good dialogue? Is it to carry the story forward, to provide space, to provide form, to add context and content? It wants to be everything, but is that realistic? Is this how people talk and converse? If not, why not? How does one go about constructing a false dialogue? Is it a quick process or a slow process? Does a small edit to a line explode the amount of other things you have to edit for the continuity of the text to still make sense? What are the simplest of elements we can distill from this? The man is focused, wanting space, wanting to move out of Africville. We're talking about Willem.
Well, yeah.
The woman is proud, wanting to be loved, wanting attention, wanting change. But for change to occur in Africville, not out of Africville. Is this the most realistic way to capture this? Would making the play more abstract or poetic take away from the seriousness of the play? Is the play to be enjoyed too? Is it supposed to be funny? Is the play purely a didactic or protest piece? How different would this play look if it was a novel or a story? Would there be more possibilities? Is a play the best way to express such issues? Is this the right play styling? Now they're Act 1, Scene 6. Clancy seems to be a caricature. The white stereotypes of racism, career-seeking, ignorance, selfishness, impatience, are all placed into his being. white people are thoroughly dehumanized throughout the text.
Not true.
I'll just finish. I'll just finish. Is there an element of racism breeding racism? Is the playwright playing on these stereotypes or the ignorance of either party? What are they referring to when the Reverend says, quote, "It rather seems that the city was of the opinion that the performance of your duties left something to be desired," end of quote. Why is he also happy to let the Reverend, to let Africville be raised as long as the church stays? He isn't representing the community. He's only protecting his job.
Betrayal. Told you.
And now Act 1, Scene 7. As Sarah says, quote, "If you lay down with dogs, you come up with fleas," end of quote. She might be thinking of how the Reverend has sold out the community, how he hasn't protected their interest, but purely his own.
No, but
One last line.
sorry.
I'm starting to wonder if everyone is a caricature. Do the 7 in the play represent the 600 of Africville and the many thousands of residents of Halifax? And that's it.
What's everybody look like me? There's so many questions in the goddamn thing. I don't know where to start. First of all, my language, the language that I employ in this play, and the language I employ in several other plays, is a very poetic language. It's not stylized. It's not, perfumed in any which way, shape, or form. It is the way people speak. It is the way my mother spoke to me. The way they speak. That's yeah.